We are talking to Jamie from Forever the Optimist, and how are you tonight?
Yeah, I'm well. I'm well. How are you guys?
We're
We're
good.
good. Yeah.
We've actually been discussing, is it Arecibo? How do
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
that,
Arecibo, yeah. Arecibo is it's the correct pronunciation.
when was that album released?
18th of April, so a couple of, a month ago or
Yeah,
so now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. So then End of
yeah,
Antics is the first
yeah.
single off the album?
Well, actually, over the last, it's been about 2 years, we've released we released three singles before the album was released, and then we've just done a video clip for End of Antics, so it's sort of, I guess you call it the fourth single or the focus track. But we started with Enter Circus, which was released, I think it was about almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's
Nearly.
what I was going to
Not quite
say.
2 years, but yeah,
Warning
getting on that
Horns
way.
is another one.
Yeah, so it was Enter Circus, Warning Horns, and then Revolutions.
Right.
And then we released the album and then followed up with just the video clip for End of Antics.
So this is the debut album.
Yeah, the first record. We did have an EP, but we sort of got rid of that. It was pretty much demos.
So
Great.
2 years is a long time for an album. Was there trouble? Or
No, I think we planned to take time. So, I mean, we basically we had songs written and we were doing lots of sort of pre-production in the studio, and we'd made very close friends with the studio Tall Poppy just from doing the EP with them. And we rehearsed there and we did lots of pre-production and we sort of discussed the idea of doing an EP, and I guess we took a long time to write songs. Tend to take a fairly long time to write songs. Also, we all work, and we just sort of wanted to make sure that we took our time to get it right. And then Tall Poppy sort of came to us when we were talking about doing an EP. They came to us and said, "Why don't we do an album?" And we were kind of like, "Yeah, let's." I mean, we thought it was sort of premature to do an album. We thought we should do another EP before we did, but they just sort of said, "Let's do it. Let's spend as much time as we need to sort of get the product that we're after." And I think that was really cool for us because it enabled us to spend a lot of time in the studio. I mean, I got a lot of studio experience because we didn't really have much in the way of sort of constraints on how long to actually spend in there, tracking and then doing post-production and, all that sort of stuff. So it was a really good experience for us because we were able to really just take our time with it.
so is this tour just up and down the East Coast, or are you going elsewhere?
Yeah, no, just up and down the East Coast. So I think we've got Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne, Adelaide, and then we're going up north to Rockhampton and Mackay, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're starting in Sydney on the 6th of June at the Bullfade Stag, and then in Canberra at the Basement on the 7th.
It's going to be a quick one. Fly in, fly out straight away.
And then the following weekend you'll be in Adelaide on the 13th at the Crown and Anchor.
Yeah.
And on Saturday the 14th at the Espy in the Gershwin Room in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And then you'll be doing the following weekend, you'll be in Brisbane on the 21st and then Rockhampton and Mackay on the 27th and 28th.
Yeah, that's correct.
I didn't actually even realise that you actually do have a female in your band, Kelly.
Yeah, we do, yeah. Kelly, she plays guitar.
Has she been there the whole time?
Yeah, pretty much, yes. Dan, Andrew and I have been playing together for, a while. I mean, Dan and Andrew went to school together, so they were always in, high school bands. And then I joined, and then Kelly joined short after me. So, yeah, I think when Kelly joined was when we started, when we kicked into gear and started just getting things going.
And you do vocals and play bass as well, and you are the lead vocalist, aren't you?
Yeah.
So do you do most of the lyric writing?
Yeah, I write all the lyrics. I mean, we discuss it, and I'm always, I'm keen for new ideas or for feedback.
Well, where do you get your inspiration?
That's a good question. I'm all about psychology, I guess. I'm very interested in people and the way people work and what makes people tick as individuals and as sort of, a group as well. I find the way people act as a group is very interesting because it's quite different to the way an individual acts. But I'm also a registered nurse, so I've spent a lot of time surrounded by very sick people and less fortunate people. And that's always interesting inspiration. I've definitely written quite a lot of lyrics just sort of based around the idea of being, faced with mortality or, in that sort of position where you're just not, you're sort of pondering life and thinking more about the important things as opposed to just the trivial things that everyone thinks about all the time. So that's definitely been a big inspiration for me, learning people and the way people deal with difficult situations.
Well, being a nurse is a very noble profession, but how do you go getting time off to tour and that?
Well, it's actually good because it's shift work. and my manager's great. I mean, basically, I just have to know about a tour in advance. You create your roster every month. You sort of put your requests in, and generally you get what you request. So I'm just lucky. I think my managers are great, and they support, the fact that every so often I go away on, a couple of weekends in a row, and they're very good. They make it happen for me, which is cool.
They're probably fans of the band.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I generally actually try to keep it quite separate. Only recently with releasing the album, as my colleagues started to sort of know about that side of my life. I've always kept it really separate. I don't know why that is. But,
So where did the Arecibo message influence come from?
I was watching TV, and I think it was an ad on SBS for a documentary that was talking about the Arecibo message. Came on TV, and I was like, basically it said, the Arecibo message, the first message that was sent into space, and now is looked on as, being very outdated and, sort of unimportant. So I was like, dude, Arecibo message, and he was texting me at the same time as well, and he was like, with ya? So, yeah, that happened a long time ago, before we'd even really thought we were going to write an album. Yeah, I don't know, I think it just rolls off the tongue quite nicely as well. It's an interesting concept, and the first message being the first album, and
Okay.
Do you have a song on the album about the Arecibo message?
yeah, well, there's a song entitled Arecibo, which is the first song, and it's just instrumental track, and I think it was just, the opening message.
Is there any other sci-fi related stuff in your work?
Not hugely, no. In fact, that was the only, we're sort of umming and ahhing about how close to being sci-fi we wanted to call the album, if you know what I mean. But no, as far as my lyrics and stuff goes, no, not really at all. Yeah.
I'm looking at your video for End of Antics, and I'm thinking, well, if you want a bit of sci-fi, Fraser,
Yeah.
watch that.
Yeah, it kind of ended up a little bit sci-fi, hey.
Did you have input into it? Is it in just a paddock, or is it in a car junkyard, or where did you film it?
Most of it was done in the car junkyard.
Right.
Right.
Basically, we're just lucky to work with Rick Clifford. He did Revolutions as well, which is probably one of our favorite clips. It's interesting, it's different, and there's no performance in it. It's just kind of, a bit left field. So we went to him again, and I showed him the song, and he sent us back a video of just sort of, powder flying through the air with the invisible people, and I was like, go for it, man, just tell us what we need to do. And it was a lot of work. We had to, get the blue suits, and we had to paint all of our, just shitty old instruments, had to paint them blue, and it was basically just like blue screen. So he just filmed us, and then I think he spent a lot of time doing post-production. So that was cool, because we had no idea what it was going to look like. Being on set, we were just, standing there in blue suits looking, ridiculous, sort of going, what on earth is this going to look like? And it ended up really well, I reckon.
Yeah, it is very
Really
effective.
Cool. Yeah.
Can't wait to see it on Rage. I will tell people at this point that they can find you at facebook.com/Forever the Optimist Music, and you do have a website, forevertheoptimist.com.au.
Yeah.
And that has links to everything on there.
Yeah. Yeah. And I believe tickets to the tour as well are going to be on the website. There'll be a link on the website.
Awesome. And
so what's next for you guys? When will we see the next album?
Within the next, hopefully, year or two.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think we're planning to try and turn it around pretty quickly and get something new relatively soon.
the artwork on the poster, is that the same as the artwork on the album?
Yeah. I think Kelly had a mess around with it, and basically the artwork was from a Brisbane artist, which we were so lucky about. He just happened to live in Brisbane. I found his artwork online, and I was like, oh my god! And turned out he lived in Brisbane, so I met up with him, and he was just like very excited to have his artwork on our record, which I thought was just it's crazy. So he is an amazing person, and the artwork on the album is canvas, and it's the actual original art piece is, I think it's about 3 by 3 meters. I haven't actually seen the original, but it's a massive piece of art, and he draws it ambidextrously, so 2 hands at once, and it's just unbelievable.
Yeah. The debut album, Arecibo, is available now, and it's actually available through MGM distribution, and you can get that at JB Hi-Fi.
Yeah, can.
And you're heading off on the Arecibo Tour.
Yeah.
in Sydney on the weekend of the 6th and 7th of June. Sydney and Canberra that weekend.
Yep.
And Adelaide on the 13th of June. And I'm going to specifically say my favourite venue, the Espy, on the 14th of June in Melbourne in the Gershwin Room.
Yeah, it's a great venue, hey?
Yeah.
Such a good venue.
And the album Arecibo is available now. The tour is happening. Find out more about it at forevertheoptimist.com.au. And the single End of Antics can be heard playing around the traps. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving us your time, and good luck with the album and the tour. I'm sure that it'll be awesome, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be an awesome show. And I'm just double checking the date you're in Melbourne. I actually get back from my holiday 3 days before you play in Melbourne, so I will try and get there.
Awesome. Hopefully we'll see you there. And thank you so much for, helping spread the word and giving us your time.
That's
Appreciate
okay.
it.
Thank you, and we shall talk to you again.
Yeah, we'll talk soon.
For sure.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.